Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, and I am back up in the North Peak National Park, and I've done pretty much everything. I haven't done the contest because it's a contest and no one likes contests, but I've done almost all of the contracts. There's only one left. The tasks didn't even really fill up this screen. On some maps they go all the way down off the bottom and you have to scroll to see them, and I would estimate that a third, probably less than that, of the contracts actually involve this map, and only 2 of them require you to go from this map to the other one, and none go the other way. And we're going to be doing one of those today, because we're going to be delivering the semi-trailer with a fishing boat from down here. But this map does feel rather empty. I just feel they could have done a lot more with it, because it's a nice map, and there's plenty of things they could have done. They just kind of didn't. There's just not really much going on in this map. To deliver the semi-trailer with a boat, we are using this, the new Mac Defense M917, and to unlock it, all I had to do was go and find it at the top of the map and then repair and refuel, and that was that. It's not exactly exciting, sort of thing you've all seen before, so I didn't bother recording it. But now we just drive this thing down to the dock thing where the semi-trailer is. First thing I noticed with the Mac Defense is that it has no low plus gear. I don't know why it doesn't, but it just doesn't have a low plus gear. I have never seen that before. No other truck has a low minus without a low plus, and for some reason they decided to give this one a weird gearbox. The second thing you notice is that the axles all have collision. On most vehicles, the axles just sort of clip through things like rocks, which is really useful, otherwise you would get stuck on every small rock. And this thing kind of does a bit because the axles have collision. So we have to take this to just there. That's not too hard. The Mac Defense does active suspension. It doesn't do all that much, especially when the biggest problem comes from the differentials in the suspension rather than the actual truck itself, and the suspension mode doesn't lift the diffs up, so that doesn't really help. It just gets a roof rack with 80 fuel and a spare wheel and 150 trunk repair supplies. This box on the back is nothing. There's nothing in there. It's not even fuel. Yeah, I don't quite understand why. They gave the Mastodon a box that has stuff in it, but this one, apparently it's just empty. Anyway, let's head off and hope that we don't roll this giant boat, because, look at it, it's quite tall, and it goes through the power lines. That's good. It would be rather problematic if the boat hit the power lines. Fortunately, physics doesn't really exist sometimes, so we're fine. The pulleys on the top of the boat swing. That's a cool detail. And that's a rock. Mac Defense doesn't care, and the trailer just doesn't care either because the boat's so heavy. Let's see, do we get stuck in this patch of mud? Slightly. Oh, it wants to fall over already. There's not even like a rock or anything to try and tip it. It's just wanting to fall over. And we go anywhere? That's a fantastic start. I have just noticed that the boat has winch points on the sides of it, which I'm sure is going to be very useful when we flip it over and need to roll it back up. Finally getting it out of that muddy section and back onto some actual roads, and we're not really going that much faster. We're not burning too much fuel, only like 17 litres per minute up a hill. Could be worse, especially considering we have 350 litres of fuel, which is quite a nice amount. Although this thing does seem to permanently want to burn 17 litres per minute of fuel, not just up hills. Oh, it's gone down to 13 down a hill. It has just occurred to me that we are taking a boat from a port to a port. Was there no way that the boat could just, like, sail to the destination? Are the bodies of water not connected? And if they aren't, was there no better path to take a boat down? Like, surely there was somewhere with real roads that connects the two bodies of water that you could have used to transport your boat, rather than getting someone to transport it through mud and all of this stuff. It's a bit weird. I mean, there's plenty of things in this game that don't actually make sense, and it's just like, why? But this is up there. Coming into the town now, and I just hit 20% fuel. I'm down to 66 litres, and fortunately there's a fuel station in here because we need it. So far the most sketchy bit has been the road going into the town because it's a bit bumpy and the trailer wobbled around a bit. Although it is surprisingly stable. It looks like it should fall over when you go around a corner, but it actually doesn't somehow. And we've made it up the hill out of the valley. Well, it's not really a valley, it's just a marshy area. And here's the gateway, and off we go again. This road looks annoyingly wobbly. There are some bits of this road that are not very flat, and I just have to hope this thing is stable enough to not fall over on them. There's a bit of nasty road just here around by the farm. Hopefully we shouldn't have trouble. The Mac doesn't care, and the trailer doesn't either. And then there's this bit where there used to be a road, and the road is no longer because it got washed away. But now, coming up the hill away from the farm, we have a bit that I'm concerned about, because I have rolled things on this tiny little gap in the road in front of me. I have rolled various trucks on this, and this is probably more tippy than most front. It's also having grip issues because mud tyres aren't great on roads. However, I need the mud tyres for the mud that we went through. Well, this is not the issue I was expecting to have here. I was expecting it to fall over, not get up the hill. How many winch points I can reach? If I can reach that tree, that works, I guess. Well, it looks like we're going to have to drive up the dirt at the side of the road because they have more grip there. And the trailer, by the looks of it, has got through no problem. I guess the bit that I went through, because it was the side of the road, was fairly flat. Well, that was surprisingly painless. And this last bit here shouldn't be much difficulty. As long as we don't roll it round there, and then there's one more corner of slight concern that I will make sure I go slowly round, which is the one down the bottom of this hill here, which is a little bit cambered, so I'm just going to slow it down and drive around here nice and carefully, because it's a bit of a hill and then a bit of a corner, and bad things can definitely happen there. So this is probably the most interesting task in this region. It's the only one that is anything unique other than perhaps the ferry. The ferry's kind of underwhelming anyway. It's just a gateway in the middle of a map. But this boat looks cool. Hopefully we'll get this boat to come back in. Or actually no, I'd rather get more unique things, but you know, there we go. Done. Does the boat actually go out there somewhere? Oh, it's over there. Oh, that's cool. I want to go have a look at it. Wow, it's a boat. It floats weirdly high. The red line I don't think is supposed to be out of the water. But that is going to be it for this video, so thank you for watching. Don't get distracted. Go subscribe now, and until next time, goodbye.